Guys, when I say this is literally like the 6th time I've tried to film this video, just know that as you guys are seeing this, like, it's literally the day that it's being posted. But hello everyone, it's Derin here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. So as you can see by the title, today's video is going to be my final year review at London College of Fashion and kind of just like an overall university experience video. I filmed this video every year at my time at LCF and you guys have really liked it. It's basically just like a really honest and open conversation about how the year went, but obviously now that I've graduated from the degree, I'll also be throwing in some of like my overall experience and stuff like that. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy the video. My neighbor's looking at me. But yeah, for anyone who's new to my channel, I studied fashion public relations and communication at London College of Fashion, which is a 3-year undergraduate course, and honestly I have loved it so much. So yeah, in this video I'm firstly just going to go through how 3rd year went, which obviously there's not going to be that much to talk about because coronavirus happened, which meant that it was cut short. And then yeah, I'm going to go on to my overall experience at the university, highlighting the pros and cons of the university in my personal opinion, and yeah, just kind of giving you guys a bit of an overview. And also in this video I'll be sharing what grade I'll be graduating with. So yeah, if you're looking forward to watching, definitely make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and if you're watching this as someone who's attending LCF in September or someone who is considering applying, then definitely make sure to subscribe. I have a ton of LCF and university videos on my channel and we'll be posting a lot more in August, so definitely make sure to subscribe and check out all of those videos. But without further ado, because I'm so good at doing long intros, let's just go ahead and get started with the video. So to give you guys a bit of a backstory, my 3rd year at LCF was actually the year that would basically determine what my degree grade would be. At my university, or on my course at least, we have a system where our entire degree is weighted on our final year, but if for whatever reason you don't perform to like your usual standard, then they can take into account some modules from last year. But in 2nd year I kind of always said that I would just rely on 3rd year grades, so as a result I didn't really take 2nd year that seriously. Not that I performed badly, but my grades were just kind of fluctuating from like A pluses to B minuses, like it was just all over the place. So I knew that 3rd year for me would be a very important year in determining what my overall degree will be. And on my course in 3rd year we only had 4 modules, one which was our dissertation, which is obviously very big and was I think like a 3rd of our degree grade. Then we had a smaller module which is a research folder, another module which was a 3rd of our grade and is basically like a 12-month PR plan for a brand of your choice. So if you guys have been following me over on my Instagram, you'll know that I chose the brand Ripple, which basically create like nicotine-free vapes, which is really cool. So yeah, I chose to go aside from fashion because I just wanted to do something different, and I felt that my whole degree has been fashion, all of my internship experience had been in fashion, that I just wanted to kind of branch out and see what I could do there. So that was the 3rd module, and then the 4th module was again a slightly smaller module where we took one of the strategies from the 12-month PR plan and kind of brought it to life. So yeah, those are all of the modules that we had to complete in 3rd year, and as I said, it would basically determine our degree grade. So fast forwarding now to the beginning of 3rd year, if you guys follow me on Instagram or perhaps have watched previous videos of mine, you'll probably already know this, but I actually started off my 3rd year with incredibly sad news that my aunt had passed. Everyone who knows me knows that that was the most difficult time, and so as you guys can imagine, that heavily impacted my 3rd year. So as a result, my first term at university was basically not spent at uni. I remember my attendance being so low at that time. I travelled to see the rest of my family, and then after that I basically just spent the time being there for everyone and supporting everyone and trying to like process everything myself. So if I'm being honest, I don't know how I ended up getting the grades that I did in 1st term. I actually just didn't really know what I was doing, but that's how I know that God came into play, because I actually had to submit my dissertation that term as well as my research folder, and in my research folder I got a 1st, and in my dissertation I got a high 2-1 grade, despite literally starting both projects about 2 weeks before the deadline. But yeah, those were my grades in 1st term, and that's kind of just like how that all went. But yeah, it's definitely fair to say that 1st term was the most challenging. time of my life. But yeah, to get those grades, I'm so thankful to God, because it really could have gone south. And I remember at the time being really anxious about the fact that my entire degree is weighted on third year, and like so much is going on in my life that I literally didn't know how I'd be able to perform. So I got my grades back from that term and saw like how well I did. I kind of said to myself, okay, look, as much as you're still in pain and processing everything, really try and make an effort to just keep myself busy and just put my all into university that term. So throughout second term, before obviously the pandemic happened, I made sure I attended every lecture, was really engaging with my tutors, went to every tutorial, stuff like that. Thankfully I did that, because shortly after, literally the pandemic broke out, and that was the end of university. So thankfully all of my engagement and effort in class helped to make the process of working from home quite easy, because I kind of answered the main questions and kind of established the direction of my project whilst we were still at university. So yeah, I then completed my second term project, which was the 12-month PR plan for the brand Ripple at home. I honestly found it quite fun to work at home. I think it just meant that I was able to put a lot more time and effort into the project, as opposed to perhaps if I was at university and still kind of juggling loads of other things. But yeah, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you already have seen snippets of the work. I'm so proud with how it turned out, and I actually just got my grade back from that, and I also got a high 2-1 grade, so we thank God. So yeah, then we moved on to third term, which again completed from home. That was kind of bringing to life one of the tactics in the PR plan. So I remember in the PR plan I designed like a festival trip for the brand, and so for the 4th module of my degree I kind of brought to life the invitation and created like an entire product design of what the box would look like, and then within the box I wanted like a video to open as soon as the recipient would like open it up. So I created a video that would kind of insert in there, and then kind of just use Photoshop to create the rest of how I wanted the design to look like, what the products would look like and stuff like that. So yeah, that was a really fun process. I did start that project quite late. I think I started it again like maybe like less than a week before the deadline, but with that I got a very high 2-1 grade on the brink of a first, which again I'm very happy with. And so taking into account all of those grades from my modules this year, I believe I'll be graduating with a high 2-1 grade. So yeah, that's kind of like an overview of my final year. Definitely was challenging and had lots of highs and lows, but we pulled through. Glory be to God. And yeah, I'm really proud. I actually presented my project to the brand that I did everything on this year, and they loved it. I've actually received an opportunity to work with them post-graduation, which is so exciting. But if you guys would like to hear more about my post-graduation plans, then definitely make sure to check out my last video. So now moving on to the portion of the video which is essentially like my overall university experience at London College of Fashion. I'd say that in a nutshell, I've had the most incredible 3 years. I've grown so much as a person. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that like the university is just in London. I've said this in countless videos before, but like the university in London experience is so different to a campus university. One of the biggest highlights of attending London College of Fashion is definitely related to that, and it's especially the fact that the university has so many different connections and has such a high reputation within the industry, meaning that they're able to provide the students with so many great opportunities, whether or not that's attending events, exhibitions, sometimes even fashion week shows, providing students with internship opportunities and stuff like that. Throughout my 3 years, I think I completed 4 internships in total, and 2 or 3 of them were kind of made possible through the university and the connections that my lecturers had. And so I think that if you guys are watching this as an LCF student or as a prospective student, I definitely encourage you to build a good relationship with your tutors and your lecturers. Another thing about the university which I've really loved that perhaps others may not, it's the fact that my course had relatively low contact hours. I've said this so many times before, but I was probably at university about 2 times per week throughout my degree. Yeah, I definitely wasn't at university a lot, which for me personally I loved, because it meant that I was able to like do YouTube, balance internships, and just kind of like maintain a fun social life. but I do know that for some others they found it to be quite a negative thing, because obviously like you're paying 9 grand, or if you're an international student even more for an education that some people were kind of expecting a bit more from. But yeah, I do want to emphasize that every course is different. I know some people that were in 4, maybe 5 times per week. So if you guys are interested in applying to LCF, I definitely encourage you to look at your course's contact hours and see if that's something that you'd be comfortable with. And then yeah, I'd say that the final biggest highlight of my time at the university was that they're actually like just really supportive. Going back to what I was saying about jobs and internships, like if you express that you want to do something, they will really try to help you with that, whether or not it's academic or to do with jobs, or even just to do with like your overall well-being and mental health. They will be there for you and help you to figure something out. And especially during the passing of my aunt, I can vouch for this and say that they were so incredibly helpful and helped to put me in contact with the extenuating circumstances team at my university. So that for me has been a really supportive thing about the university, which I'll forever love them for. I'd say that the only real negative that I have to say about my experience at the university is the fact that I was never taught by a person of colour. Like, I've never even seen a person of colour member of staff, which is wild. Like, it's actually wild. Funnily enough, as I'm filming this video, I have a meeting with the university's entire staff and dean, which is going to be kind of scary. I think I'm going to be on a call with 300 people, but yeah, when they ask me about my overall experience, I will be bringing it up. It has been called out by the UAL ACS, and like there's been a petition which I'll link down below. But yeah, that's definitely something that needs to be worked on. I just remembered of another point which can be argued to be a negative, and that's basically that if you didn't live in halls, the social circle that you'd have at university would essentially just be your course, because I personally found that there aren't many opportunities for LCF to mix with the other schools in UAL, like CSM, LCC, etc. Thankfully, I lived in halls during my first year, so I was able to make friends from like people that go to every single school. But aside from that, I know that the people who perhaps didn't live in halls or lived in private halls like chapter, which is where I lived in second year, literally don't even know that many people from the university aside from those who are in their class. So my biggest piece of advice to you guys watching this, if you are attending the university in September, is to definitely live in UAL's halls of residence during your first year. I know so many people are like against halls because they don't want to live with lots of people and they're scared of like flatmates being messy, etc. Trust me, I was the same, but it was like the best decision that I made throughout my time at university. And if I hadn't have lived in halls, I would have had a completely different experience. I would have not met half of my friends that I can call my friends for life now. And so I strongly encourage you to just live in halls of residence during your first year, specifically the university's one. And then if you want to move out in second year and get your own flat or live in private accommodation like chapter, then you've already kind of got your friends and you've built that foundation and those friendships, so that's absolutely fine. If for whatever reason that isn't an option for you, then definitely make friends with people who do live in halls, and when they invite you to parties, just go. Even if you're like an introverted person, just go, because it will help you to broaden your social circle and just meet so many more people. But yeah, I'd say that those are probably the only negatives that I have to say about my experience and kind of like advice for you guys. But as I've said, on the whole, I have had such an incredible 3 years at LCF. It's crazy to think that I never even planned to go to this university. It all just happened with clearing. If you guys haven't watched my clearing video as to how I got my place here, then I'll have it linked on screen. Yeah, it's crazy to think that 3 years have gone by, that I've made friends from across the world, who I can call my friends for life. And on that note, I just want to say that students at UAL are literally so international and so diverse. There's people from all over the world, which I think is really great. So yeah, I'm literally leaving university with friends from all across the world. I've had incredible opportunities and exposure. I've done like London Fashion Week. I've worked on like a really cool brand for the last year and have a job offer. Like, so many cool things have happened from me being there. And on top of that, I just had a good time. Like, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know your girl likes to party. So like, I was able to just do everything that I wanted and more over 3 years whilst getting an incredible education and graduating with the grade that I have. And so yeah, I'm just so happy and so grateful and blessed to have been able to have such a great university experience. And I just wanted to use this opportunity to thank all of you guys who've watched and supported over these last 3 years. I love you guys so much, and you don't understand how much that means to me. I really look forward to bringing you guys along this next chapter of my life, which, as I've said already, if you haven't checked out my last video of my post-graduation plans, then definitely make sure to check that out. In the meantime, if you're not following me on Instagram, then definitely make sure to follow me on there. My username is just @Derin Adetosoye. Yeah, that is the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much once again for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next one. Bye.